Hello students, let me start about the magnetic field about a current carrying conductor. Set a point along its axis or at a distance from its y. So we need to find that is also from Biot-Savart law. So what is Biot-Savart law and how is it useful to find the magnetic field due to a current carrying wire? And how can you find the magnitude of the magnetic field due to a current carrying wire using this Biot-Savart law? Now let us discuss these points in your detail. So what? First of all, Biot-Savart law. Biot-Savart law. According to the Biot-Savart law, it is used to find the direction of the magnetic field, the magnitude of the magnetic field, magnitude of magnetic field due to a current carrying wire, due to a current carrying wire, carrying wire. So at a distance r from the wire. So let me take this is a current carrying wire which is carrying I is a current carrying through this wire. That AB is a conducting wire which is carrying current I. Now, so let us find the magnetic field at this point P due to this current carrying wire. At this point, what would be the magnetic field we need to find? For that purpose, instead of considering the total length of the wire, we will consider only the small elemental length of this wire, which is dl. Let me take a dl length of the wire. And what would be the direction of the magnetic field that we can use? We can find by using this Ampere's rule or vector rule, Ampere's right hand rule. So which is here, if it is current is a scalar, but current element ideal bar, which is called current element, is a vector. Current element is a vector. Okay. Now we take the dl element of the wire. Due to this wire, at this point P, which is at a distance from dl, which is at a distance r, which is called displacement vector dr. Now the angle between current element and r is nothing but theta. So theta is angle between dl bar, ideal bar and r. R is the line joining from current element to this point P, where we need to find the magnetic field. Now according to the Biot-Savart law, they have studied, Biot and Savart have studied several observations, because depend upon that one, the magnetic field due to this current carrying wire at this point is due to dl element we are calculating, so that the magnetic field due to this dl element at this point is very small. Due to dl element magnetic field at point P dV, which is directly proportional to the current flowing through this part, which is I. And even it is directly proportional to the length of the element. Is it? More is the length of the element, more is the magnetic field. So more is the current flowing, more is the magnetic field at this point. And it is directly proportional to the sine of the angle between current element and displacement vector, which is already we have mentioned theta. And even it is inversely proportional to r square. Now by combining all these things, we know dB is proportional to ideal sine theta by r square. Is it? That means the magnitude of the magnetic field depends upon what factors? Current flowing through the wire, length of that element, and even the angle. That is what we need to know, that the magnetic field is a angle dependence, and even it is inversely proportional to the square of the distance from the line element to the where we need to find the magnetic field. Therefore, dV is equal to, by removing this proportionality, let me take a constant which is proportional to constant mu naught by 4 pi I dl ideal sin theta by r square. Ideal sin theta by r square. Where this is what we call mu naught by 4 pi is nothing but that value is 10 to the power minus 7 Tesla meter per ampere, which is called proportionality constant. Proportionality constant here. This is what mu naught by 4 pi, and whereas mu naught is nothing but permeability of a vacuum. Mu naught is permeability of vacuum. Permeability of vacuum or space. Free space or vacuum. And even what you can write from this mu naught is equal to 4 pi into 10 power minus 7 Tesla meter per ampere. Is it? So that is what we need to remember, this formula, magnetic field. That is only due to real element. But if it due to entire wire, total length of the wire, if you do integration or sum of these real elements, due to this element, due to this element, due to this element, like that, if you have taken infinite small elements, b is equal to integral dv. Just to take integration due to entire length of the wire. Is it? Now let us see that what we have. It is only the magnitude of the magnetic field. Then what would be the vector form? Magnetic field is a vector. If it is a vector, we need to represent the direction of the magnetic field. If any physical quantity is a vector, we need to represent its direction. Then how do we represent the direction? How do we find the direction? And even it is not a vector form, but it is only the magnitude. Then what would be the vector form of the Biot-Savart law? Let me write here vector form of Biot-Savart law. Vector form of Biot-Savart law. Look at this, dV, which is equal to mu naught by 4 pi. If r cap is a unit vector which is moving in the direction of the r. So what you can write? I dl sin theta by r square into r cap. R cap, very important. So if you multiply any value with its unit vector, it would become a vector. Now it will be what? dv bar. If you multiply this one with unit vector, it would become a vector. A scalar which is multiplied with a unit vector would become a unit vector. So that is what r cap. R cap is nothing but what you know. R cap is equal to r bar by r. So let me write mu naught by 4 pi into I dl bar. I dl bar, because current is a scalar, but current element I dl bar, which is a vector, cross r bar by r cube. See that r cap is nothing but r bar by r. So r square into r cube. Here r bar, dl bar cross r bar, dl or sin theta. So it will be inside. So this is what the vector form of Biot-Savart law. Now finding the magnetic field direction is very easy. Just you can use vector rule or Ampere's right hand rule. See that whenever you have just to take a right hand and the fingers of the right hand, just to keep your fingers, stretch your fingers in the direction of the length element, then you call dl bar r. Call your fingers from length element to the r. Then the thumb gives the direction of the magnetic field at that point. Look at this. You take your right hand, you stretch your fingers in the direction of the length element dl bar. So current flowing in this direction. Then the current element direction is in this direction. And you call your fingers towards r like this. Then what would be the direction of magnetic field? Inward. Thumb gives the direction of magnetic field inward. So at this point the magnetic field is what? Cross, which is inward. So this is a very important expression for finding magnitude due to a current carrying wire. And let me discuss what would be the differences between or similarities or differences between magnetic field and electric field. Let me discuss here. We know already electric field is equal to electric field or and magnetic field. Already we know that the electric field due to a point charge, electric field due to a point charge E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught Q by R square. Whereas magnetic field is nothing but what? dB or I mu naught by 4 pi I dl sin theta by R square. Now you can easily understand from these expressions the variations or differences or similarities between the electric field and magnetic field. Let me discuss here. The source of the electric field is what? Charge Q, which is a scalar. Source of the electric field is a scalar. Even the electric field is vector, but source of the electric field is nothing but what? Charge. Whether is the charge is in the state of rest or in the state of uniform motion, but it produces electric field. Okay. Therefore, the source of charge is nothing but charge, which is a scalar. But the source of the magnetic field is vector, which is I dl bar. Current element is a vector. Is it okay? So what is the origin of the magnetic field? The current carrying wire, moving charge or current carrying wire and intrinsic magnetic moments are the origin for the magnetic field. Therefore, the source of the electric field is charge, whereas the source of the magnetic field is what? Current element, which is a vector, a charge is a scalar. Even you can see that both follow the principle of superposition. Both follows because it is inversely proportional to the square of the distance. Here also inversely proportional to the square of the point. R square, this is also R square. And the main thing that here electric field, the direction of the electric field is along the line joining the charge to that point, whereas the magnetic field is not along the line joining the charge to the magnetic field. It is always perpendicular to the direction of the magnetic field is always perpendicular to the plane containing dl bar and r bar. So perpendicular plane. So if this dl element and r bar in this direction, in this plane, then the magnetic field is in what direction? Perpendicular to that one. So that is what main important thing. It is a central force, but it is not a central force. Is it okay? Direction is along r, whereas here it is direction of magnetic field. Direction of magnetic field is perpendicular to plane containing what? dl bar and r, ideal bar and r bar. And most important thing even that here the electric field is independent of the angle. It is angle independence, whereas magnetic field is angle dependent. Is it? It is independent on angles. But whereas this one, it is dependent on angle. It is angle dependence. So this is most important points which we have to remember to differentiate on the similarities between the electric field and magnetic field. So let us see that what would be the relation between permittivity and permeability. So let us see relation between permittivity and permittivity, which is permittivity in free space or vacuum, and permeability mu naught. So when you have studied about the electric field, they already got E is equal to 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught q by r square. What is 1 by 4 pi epsilon? That is what constant in SI. That value is 1 by 4 pi epsilon naught value is known 9 into 10 power 9. 9 into 10 power 9. So what is the unit then? We don't remember, E is equal to K into q by r square. Then K is what? Electric field, Newton for coulomb. Is it? Newton for coulomb, meter square by coulomb. Then Newton meter square for coulomb square. Like that you can easily. This is m square per coulomb square. Even now, but what is 4 pi epsilon naught value? 1 by 9 into 10 power 9. 1 by 9 into 10 power 9. Then what would be the, already we have discussed now only mu naught value. What is mu naught value? Mu naught by 4 pi value is nothing but 10 power minus 7 Tesla meter per ampere. So let me multiply. What do we get? Epsilon naught into mu naught, that is equal to, so let me multiply this epsilon naught with 4 pi epsilon naught into mu naught by 4 pi. So multiply it with 4 pi and divide it with 4 pi. That is equal to 4 pi epsilon naught. What is 4 pi epsilon naught value? 1 by 9 into 10 power 9 into mu naught by 4 pi value is 10 power minus 7. That is equal to 1 by 9 into 10 power 9. If 10 power minus 7 goes to denominator, then it will become plus 7. Then 9 plus 7 will get it is what? 16. 1 by 9 into 10 power 16. Which is nothing but we can write 3 into 10 power 8 whole square. But remember, what would be the speed of light in vacuum? We know that speed of light in vacuum, C is equal to 3 into 10 power 8 meter second power minus 1. Now see that, just to compare, 1 by this 3 into 10 power 8 is nothing but what? Speed of light in vacuum. So what we can write here? 1 by c square. Is it? Therefore, epsilon naught into mu naught is equal to what? 1 by c square. This is very important expression when we get detailed about this topic in electromagnetic waves. From this one we can write C is equal to 1 by root over mu naught epsilon. Is it? Okay. But let me discuss what would be the magnetic field due to a current carrying straight wire. So Biot-Savart law gives for any shape of the wire. But let me find the magnetic field due to a straight conducting wire. Magnetic field due to applications of this Biot-Savart law. Applications of Biot-Savart law. Magnetic field due to straight current carrying wire. Right? Current carrying wire. So let me consider a straight wire which is carrying a current I, and due to this I need to find the magnetic field at point P, which is at a distance d, which is a perpendicular distance d from this one. To find this wire, magnetic field due to this wire, entire wire of length A. Is it? AB is a current carrying wire. Current carrying straight wire. particular distance from it, from y. Now look at this. Instead of calculating the magnitude due to entire length of the y, so let me take a dl element of the length of the y, which is at a distance l, which is from this point O. Let me take which is at a distance l at this point dl length of the y, which is nothing but dl element. Now due to this dl element at this point, if it is r, and if the angle making is alpha, the angle making is what here? Alpha. So you can find the magnitude due to this dl element at this point using Biot-Savart law. Is it? So let me find due to dl element magnitude dV, magnitude only, magnetic field dB is equal to, we know very well, mu naught by 4 pi I dl sine, what is this angle? Alpha, by what is the distance from here to here? R square. Let me take to first equation. From Biot-Savart, just we have applied the Biot-Savart. And even this is alpha. Let me take this point. What is the direction of magnitude? Anybody can tell what is the direction of magnitude? You take your right hand and place your fingers in the direction of the dl and call your fingers towards R. Then what is the direction of the thumb? Inward. So here the direction of magnitude is what? Inward. Or even you can take this for straight wire, you can find easily Ampere's right hand rule. You take a current carrying wire in the direction of the thumb, then curved fingers is the direction of magnitude. Thumb in the direction of current, then curved fingers at that point which is inward. It's okay. Now let me see that if I have taken this angle is theta. This angle is theta. Now if you have taken here O, P, and this is dl from this triangle, let me write here what is cos theta. Cos theta is nothing but adjacent by hypotenuse. So let me write here d by r, that represents r is equal to d by cos theta, which is d secant theta. Similarly, let me write what is tan theta. Tan theta is nothing but what? Opposite by adjacent, L by D. So let me write L by D. Tan theta is equal to opposite by adjacent. Then what is L value here? L is equal to D tan theta. Now differentiate on both sides. Then DL is equal to what you get? D into tan theta differentiation secant square theta d theta. Then d secant square theta d theta. Is it? Let me take it is A and it is B. Now we substitute these values in this equation 1. Let me substitute these values in this equation 1. Now substitute A and B in equation 1 in this equation. So what do you get? Let me see that. dB is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I into dl is nothing but what? D secant square theta d theta into dl into sine alpha. Look at this one. You can see it is 90 degrees. Then alpha plus theta is equal to what? 90. Alpha plus theta is equal to 90. Then theta, alpha is nothing but what you know? 90 minus theta. 90 minus theta. Is it? Let me write here. dB is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I. dl is nothing but d secant square theta d theta into sine 90 minus theta by even r square. R is nothing but what we know, d secant theta. R is equal to d secant theta. So let me take, this is equation A. D secant theta square means d square secant square theta. Secant square theta is secant. And here 1d cancel. Sin 90 minus theta, cos theta. Therefore, dB is equal to mu naught by 4 pi. What we have remaining? I sin 90 minus theta, cos theta, d theta by d. So here you can understand easily that this dB is the magnetic field due to only dl length element. But I need to find the magnetic field due to entire length of the wire. Let me take here. So for that purpose, let me take the integration for total means. From this one, if it is theta 2, this angle is theta 2, this one theta 2, and another end, this angle if I have taken theta 1. Now, magnetic field due to entire length of the wire, entire wire, B is equal to integral dB. So total integral dB, by doing integration we get total magnetic field. But limits, from here theta 1, but if from this line perpendicular line, this is in anti-clockwise direction angle. So you can take it as a negative, minus theta 2 to theta 1. Is it? Now let me substitute. You can see mu naught by 4 pi I d are constant. And let me write here mu naught by 4 pi I by d and integral cos theta d theta. And what are the limits here? Minus theta 2 theta 1, that is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I by d. Cos theta limits are integration sin theta minus theta 2 theta 1. So what we can write here? Then B is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I by d into, first we can apply sin theta 1 minus of minus sin theta 2, sin of minus theta 2 minus sin theta. Then sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2 is a magnetic field due to entire length of the wire. Very important point, very important application from Weierstrass law. B is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I by d sin. From this one, for at this end, what is the angle from this perpendicular distance? And similarly, at this end, what is the angle from perpendicular distance? Then that is equal to sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2 is nothing but the magnetic field due to this current carried. Is it? I hope you understood well. Then let me continue to the next part. So now, well, let me explain first one. So already we have seen that due to straight wire, so let me take here, it is a straight wire which is at a distance d. This is at a distance d. Whatever will be the length, that is not a problem. And from this point, look at this, at this end, what is the angle made by this one? Theta 1. And similarly, at this end, what is the angle made by this one? Theta 2. Due to this wire AB, then B is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I by d into sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2. But if I have taken, instead of this theta 1 theta 2, if you have taken these angles, then almost you know already sin 90 minus theta cos theta. That means if angles are taken at y, means this is what we have d. See this point, if it is theta 1 and if it is theta So what do you get here? B is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I by d into theta 1. This angle is, but in that formula, in that expression, this angle we need to take. So this angle what you get? 90 minus theta 1. Sin 90 minus theta 1 cos theta 1. That is equal to cos theta 1 plus cos theta. Is it? Now, look at this one. Here we have a wire. We have a wire like this. The wire is like this. Current flowing is I. But at this point you need to find magnetic field P. At this point P we need to find magnetic field. For that purpose, you extend this wire. Just extend this one and you draw the perpendicular distance. Draw the perpendicular distance. And see that here, if this angle is making outside, if this angle is theta 1 and this angle is theta 2, are you clear? So this is theta 1 and it is theta 2. If it is R, so what we can write here? Magnetic field B is equal to mu naught by 4 pi into cos theta 1 minus cos theta 2. This is what? Minus cos theta into I by d. So let me take it is d. Is it? So you need to keep in mind that expression even. So let me, if the wire is infinite, if the wire is infinite, so infinite like this, and carrying current at this point P, which is at a distance d. Now what would be B is equal to, let me take first theta 1. Infinite means it goes somewhere, is it? Then what would be the angle theta 1? 90 degrees. Even theta 2 also what? 90 degrees. Theta 1 is equal to, theta 2 is equal to 90 degrees. Therefore, magnetic field is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I by d into sin theta 1 90 plus sin theta 2 90, that is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I by d into 1 plus 1 2, or mu naught I by 4 pi d into 2, or you can write mu naught I by 2 pi d, mu naught I by 2 pi. Similarly, at one end of the wire, if we want to find magnetic field at one end of the wire, which is infinite length, but at one end of the wire. So now this is what? Infinite length. Is it? At this point D, which is a distance d. Now at this point we need to find magnetic field. You can see that with what it is making at one end, it is making an angle theta 1 is equal to 0, or theta 1 we have taken this end as theta 1. This is infinity means it goes on somewhere, then theta 1 is equal to what? 90 degrees. But what is the angle with this end, which is nothing but along the same line? Theta 2 is equal to 0. Now how to get magnetic field? B is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I by d into sin theta 1 sin 90 plus sin 0, that is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I by d into sin 90 1 plus sin 0 0 1. Then this is nothing but magnetic field. And if a wire is for a finite length of the wire, for a finite length of the wire, at a bisector point, from a bisector point which is at a distance d, what is the magnetic field? At a bisector point, what is the magnetic field you can take? So, same formula we can apply. Is it due to finite length at bisector point, this is if it is length is L at this bisector point D, it is D, it is point P. Now here this is from this point total length is L, then what is this length? L by 2. What is this length? D, even it is L by 2. If it is theta 1 and theta 2 are same only. Now what is sin theta? Sin theta is equal to opposite. So this value is root over L by 2 square plus D square. L by 2 square and D square. So here also L by 2. Then sin theta is equal to opposite by hypotenuse. L by 2 by root over L by 2 square. So means L square by 4 plus D square. That is equal to L by 2 into root over L square plus 4D square. But remember, by 4, if by 4 come out of the root 2 and this 2 will be cancelled. So let me write the final expression for this one. B is equal to mu naught I by 4 pi I by D into sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2. But remember, both are same only. Theta 1, sin theta 2, sin theta 1 same because angles are same bisector point. Then mu naught by 4 pi I by D into 2 sin theta 1, which is nothing but 2 sin theta. That is equal to mu naught I by 2 pi D into sin theta value is nothing but L by root over L square plus 4D square. L by root over L square plus 4D square. That is nothing but the expression for the, or even you can take it without cancelling this one. 2 4, this is 12. So this is what the expression for a finite length of the wire at bisector point. Let me discuss some more applications due to Weierstrass law. So let us see one more point. What is the magnetic field along the axis of the wire? In the direction of the wire. This is along the length of the wire. So let me take at this point P, which is at a distance from this O, that is at a distance D. But look at this one, DL and D are which are current element and that distance are parallel to each other. Then what would be the magnetic field? Ideal bar cross R bar DL sin theta 0, sin 0, 0. Therefore, magnetic field in the direction of the wire, along the length of the wire, anyway, it is equal to 0. But if what would be happen if the length increases, if we go on increasing the distance from the wire, what happens to the magnetic field? The magnetic field will be decreases like this. B is inversely proportional to D because current is same, is it? Then it should be inversely proportional to what? D. Based on this one, let us discuss some applications. Let me take magnetic field due to carry square, current carrying square at its center. Let me take here, we have a square and which is carrying current I, same direction, correct. The side length, let me take it is A is a side length. A is what? Side length. A is side length. Now, as it is a square, at center you need to find magnetic field. So, first you do one thing. You find the magnetic field due to one side. Then you can get the magnetic field due to the remaining all sides. And you need to find the direction due to each at that point. Here, as it is a square, then what would be this angle? Total 90 degrees, bisector point 45, and even it is 45 degree. Now we need to take D. D is nothing but what? A by 2. A by 2. From here to A, then what is this D value? A by 2. Is it right? And it is 45 means what is this angle? 45. And even this angle also 45. Then theta 1 is equal to theta 2 is equal to 45. Therefore, magnetic field due to each side, each y, B is equal to, is it? So what I get? B is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I by D into, what is formula? Sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2. Is it? That is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I by D into sin theta 1. From here to here, this angle theta 1, theta 2. This is y. Now theta 45 plus 45, sin 45. What sin 45 value we know? 1 by 2. Then mu naught by 4 pi I by D into 1 by root 2 plus 1 by root 2, 2 by root 2. 2 into 1 by root. That is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I by D into root 2. Root 2 into 1 by 2. Okay, but I need to find the direction at that point. This is a current carrying wire. You can use right hand rule, just Ampere's right hand rule. You place your thumb in the direction of the current. Then at what point you need to find magnetic field? At that point you observe the direction of the curved fingers. Then current flowing in this direction. At this point the finger's direction is outward. So let me take, it is dot represents what? Outward. Now even due to this also outward, and due to this also outward, thumb in the direction of current, curved fingers outward. All are in the same direction, means at this point the direction of magnetic fields are in the upward direction only. Then magnetic field due to this one, 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 all will be added. Then what is resultant magnetic field? Therefore, resultant or net magnetic field, at center B R is equal to 4 into B, means B1 plus B2 plus B3 plus B4, but all are equal 4 into B. That is equal to 4 into root 2, 4 root 2. Then mu naught I by 4 pi D into 4 root 2. 2 by root 2. So this is what the magnetic field due to that square. So let us see similar as this. For any other also can do. But D is nothing but what you know, A by. Let us substitute that also. Therefore BR is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I by A by 2 into 4 root 2. Now A by 2 will become 2 by A. That is equal to 8 root 2 mu naught I by 4 pi A. Similarly, even we can find for a triangle also. Any shape of the wire we can find. Is it? So let us discuss for a center of triangle. And center of triangle. Magnitude U2 at center of triangle. Is it? Equilateral triangle. If it is A, this is what center. Or if the L is L, this is L. Now it is what bisector point for each one, which is medians A, B, C, and here the current is flowing. I is the current flowing. L is the length. Now at center of triangle, you can see that if you have taken ABC, D, E, F. Now due to each one, what is magnitude at this point? Due to each y, magnitude B is equal to, that is same because same current flowing, same distance. Now from median to the bisector point, what is this distance? OD, OE, OF. OD, OE, OF. That is equal to L by 2 root 3. From here to here, L by root 3. 2 is to 1 ratio. Now let me find for one side. This is one side, and this is what is the distance? Let me take D is equal to L by 2 root 3, which is the D is equal to L by 2 root 3. This is D at this point. Now very simple. This total angle is 60 degree. Then what is this angle? 30. This is 30. And what is this angle? 30. Then what is this angle? 60. 30, 60, 90, 90. And it is what? 60. Now what is magnitude U2? B is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I by D into sin theta 1 plus sin theta 2. Sin 60 plus sin 60. That is equal to mu naught by 4 pi into I by D is nothing but L by 2 root 3 into sin 60 root 3 by 2. Root 3 by 2 plus root 3 by 2, 2 root 3 by 2. That means it is root 3. So mu naught by 4 pi I by L, if 2 root 3 comes to numerator, it multiplies, then 2 root 3 into root 3, 6. 6. Is it? But you have to calculate the magnitude U2 entire. Therefore, total magnetic field. B is equal to, B resultant is equal to. Look at this. At this point, what is magnetic field? Current carrying outward. This is also outward. This is also outward. So all are adding. Then 3 into B is equal to 3 into 6, 18. 18 mu naught I by 4 pi into L. This is what the resultant magnetic field due to current carrying triangle at centroid of the triangle. So let me discuss one more example. We have infinite number of conductors which are arranged in this order, and each carrying the same current I. Each carrying equal currents are carrying. Equal currents. So at this point, what is the resultant magnetic field? And you can see the angle made is here 30. First, if you have seen, this is first one, second one, third one, fourth one, fifth one, and so on, like that we are going. And you can see here, it is A, it is A, it is A. Then, what would be the magnetic field at this point due to each one? For first wire, due to first wire. So if you have seen like this is a current direction. This is angle. It is 30 degree and it is also 30 degree. Is it? Now here it is A and this is also A and That means here you can see it is 60. It is 60. It is 60. This idea means it is also what? Now from this one you can tell for this D it is A, but we need to have this distance. What is the distance? Cos 30 is equal to adjacent by hypotenuse D by A. Then D is equal to what? A cos 30. Cos 30 value is what? Root 3 by 2. Root 3 by 2. That is equal to root 3 A by 2 d1. Now what is magnetic field due to this one? B1 is equal to mu naught by 4 pi into I by D. At this from here D into sin theta 1. Sin theta 1 is nothing but what? Sin 30 plus sin 30. Sin 30 1 by 2. 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2. What? That is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I by D. So D is nothing but already we know root 3 A by 2. Then what would be the magnetic field? Due to this one at this point, see that right hand in this thumb in the direction, then what is magnetic field? Outward. D. Similarly, due to second y, B2 is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I by D. So D is nothing but here we have A plus A 2A. From here to here what we have? 2A cos theta. Is it? D1 is equal to A cos theta. Then D2 is equal to what? D2 is equal to 2A cos theta, which is nothing but 2 times of the first one. That is equal to D2 into again sin 30 plus sin 30 is equal to what? That is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I by 2D sin 30 1 by 2 plus 1 by 2 1. But listen, what would be the direction of magnetic field due to this second one? Current direction is different. Look at this one. Direction is different. Downward. At this point, what is the direction of fingers? Inward. Okay, into the plane. But here, due to this one, current in this direction, outward fingers. But due to this one, current in this direction, fingers direction, inward. Then the direction of magnetic field is inward. So let me take here. It is mu naught by 4 pi I by 2D minus. Let me take this is outward. Let me take as positive. Inward. Let me take as negative. Similarly, due to third y, B3 is equal to mu naught by 4 pi into I by 1, 2, 3, 3A. Then D3 is equal to what? 3A cos theta, which is nothing but 3D. Angles are remains same, but again the direction is 1, 2, 3, which is outward. Plus. Similarly, B4 is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I by 4D, but no. Therefore, resultant magnetic field B is equal to B1 plus B2 plus B3 plus B4 plus and so on. We have infinite number of points. Let us substitute all values. Then B is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I by D. Is it? Next, minus second one. Inward means let me take minus mu naught by 4 pi I by 2D plus mu naught by 4 pi I by third one is nothing but what? 3D. And B4 plus again minus inward mu naught by 4 pi I by 4D plus and so on. So it is infinite network. That is equal to, you can take mu naught by 4 pi I by D as common. Now 1 minus 1 by 2 plus 1 by 3 minus 1 by 4 plus 1 by 8 and so on. Is it? That is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I by D, and this is nothing but the expression for log ln2. Is it? ln2. Nothing but what expression? ln2. Then resultant net magnetic field is equal to ln. Then what will be the direction of magnetic field? Here we need to find ln2. Then resultant direction is which is let us take nearest one will have more magnitude than outward. Let us take it is outward. Outward is nothing but let us take in vector form. If you have taken vector form x, y, z. So outward means what? Z. Z means what? K cap. K cap. Now you substitute d value also. D value is nothing but what you know? A cos 30, which is root 3a by 2. Then B resultant is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I by root 3a by 2 into ln2 k cap. That is equal to mu naught by 4 pi I by root 3a into, see that by root 3a by 2 will become 2 by root 3a. If 2 ln2 square ln4 k cap. So cos 2 z axis, which is this is the resultant magnetic field due to entire arrangement of the infinite network. Okay students, just we have seen what is Biot-Savart law and its applications due to straight wire and different combination of the wires. You need to find the magnetic field. Just we have to see what would be the position of the point, and if there is an angle, so you need to go to that angle what is given. And the direction is very important. Is it inward or outward? You can use just right hand rule, Ampere's right hand rule if it is a cord, and thumb is in the direction of the current. Then curved fingers at that point gives the direction of the magnetic field. So please go through this whatever we have discussed, the part which is regarding to the Biot-Savart law and its applications, and it would be very important application in the point of NEET or CET or JEE. Thank you everyone. Please watch and go to this concept of Biot-Savart law. We'll continue to the next topic. Thank you everyone.